got you stuck. Got you stuck off the realness.
Welcome to the Audacity Podcast. I am the man on the street. And today on the Audacity Podcast, hey, we're going to get a reaction from the man on the street to this Eboni K. Williams interview that she did with Iyanla Vanzant. So, are you ready? I know I am. So let's go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, man, this thing is going crazy. It's going wild. I mean, everybody is talking about this. So I'm going to give you my reaction to what she said. I was going to do the whole interview because if you haven't having a chance to watch the interview, you can watch it on YouTube. The Griot, which is Miss Eboni Williams' show. It is an excellent interview from beginning to end. But what we're going to talk about is what got her in hot water, what people are talking about. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a doozy. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you agree with what she said or do you disagree? The man on the street wants to know. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the situation that got the young lady, Eboni K. Williams, in a lot of hot water with a lot of people. And just look, I want you to look at her face when Miss Vanzant answered her question. You know, it's coming up. Just let's take a listen to this part right here.
The logistics. We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Iyanla. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men. Yes. In 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, D.C., L.A., you name it.
You know, that's take your hat off to the Black women. You know, Black women and all women of color. Y'all out there doing your damn thing. Y'all leading from the front. It's us men that need to catch up. One point in time, we was the leader of the pack. Now the women are leading of the pack. So when are we going to pull ourselves up from the bootstrap and get out there and do what we need to do? That is a great point right there that she just made. But it's about to come up what got her in a bunch of hot water with a lot of people.
When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Now, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Look at her facial expression. And tell me what you think down in the comment, what her facial expression meant. Watch her facial expressions.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
You see, you saw that, ladies and gentlemen? She had to think would she date a bus driver, but he has to be the owner of the bus. Okay. And she wonder why people are coming at her neck. It was your facial expression. Let's keep listening.
That's a problem because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that.
See, that's a great point that Ms. Vanzant just said. She's not talking about the brother that's just, the woman get up and go to work every morning and he just sits there and play PlayStation all the time. No, she's basically talking about the brother that gets up every morning, whether it's rain, sleet, snow, whether he's sick, it doesn't matter. He gets up and go out there and try to achieve the American dream. Yes, he may not be making the high dollar that you're making, but the brother's out there trying. He's trying his best. He's trying to be the man that you want him to be. He's striving for success. But like they say, though, if you don't have the right woman behind you, Yeah, hey, you're gonna fail every time.
But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver.
Yeah, but she just said, and that's why I'm taking this. That what she just said was a great point. She's already know that she's a woman of status, and she has her own paper. So what she's gonna do? Hey, I done made my money, so I'm gonna get my prenup, okay? But I could get with you, and we could build together. You understand what I'm saying? We could build together. We are starting on an evil level playing. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. Now that we're together, and you're the bus driver, hopefully one day you will own your own business. But we're gonna start here together. Yes, I got the paper, but I see that you're trying to strive for success, and I'm gonna be the backbone to help you get there. Of course, of course. I would tell anybody, to make sure you keep something on the side, just in case something happened. But Miss Van Zandt made a great point when she said that.
So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong, it's obsolete. It's
See, that's a great point, what she just said. Then when the man does come, you want to beat him up. You call him this, you call him that, and then when the man leave, you sitting there with egg on your face. You don't understand why did the man leave. Her facial expression is what's killing me. And she wondered why people were coming for her neck. If her director, or producer, or whoever, they should have said, "Hey, you need to look at your facial expression and work on your facial expressions or something, because it's a dead giveaway how you truly feel." Trust me, it's a dead giveaway.
obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. 9. Okay? Because you're a black man, you will know how to take care of yourself. But I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
And that is a true statement that she made right there. Yes, I started working basically about the same age, cutting grass here and there, raking yards. And of course, got my first job when I was about 13, 14 at McDonald's down on Hilton Head, South Carolina. But one thing my mother always told me, she taught me how to cook. She taught me, say, hey, son, at least you will have something. You don't have to depend on anybody to fix you a meal. So the man on the street can't throw down. I could get in the kitchen. I could do whatever I need to do. So she made a great point there. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man, but she could give him the necessary tools for him to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Especially a mother. My mother gave me the necessary tools to go out there because I saw in her the dedication of getting up every morning and going to work. You know what I'm saying? Being self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? Doing what she needs to do to make sure that I had a roof over my head, food in my stomach, clothes on my back. So, and that's why I think I'm the way that I am, because of her. Getting up every morning, whether I'm sick, tired, making sure that my kids are not hungry, making sure that they have a roof over their head. Now, I may not have been the lovey-dovey father, you know what I'm saying? But, I show my love in other ways. So I totally agree with what she just said. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man, but she can give him the necessary tools to be successful in life.
I think that's a factual analysis. For whatever we want, expect, we're told we were going to get, we got to look at the numbers and what's available on the market.
So what do you think about her reaction? like I said, her facial expression did it for me. But she went on a couple of shows and she tried to explain herself to to the people out there, saying that that's not what she meant. But she came back today. I saw something that I'm about to play that she explained herself some more. It seemed to me like she doubled down even more. So let's take a listen to what she had to say about the situation for people coming at her neck.
Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a
Iyanla.
problem. That's a problem.
Now let's address the response to the interview and what some of y'all are calling a backlash. So let me be clear. First, I am a professional disruptor. So backlash is my business. And I will always take it on the chin for the sake of advancing the work, conversation, or movement. So know that I am completely unfazed by the onslaught of nasty comments, wishing me a sad, lonely, bitter existence until my untimely death. Now, that is some weird energy to be wishing onto a black woman, especially one who has dedicated her life to the liberation of black folk. But, whatever. I guess, go off. See, I wanted to talk about how do we close the gap between black women who do show up in a so-called masculine posture, those of us that are providing and building and protecting due to circumstances that we might feel make us feel that if we don't do it for ourselves, we will have to go without the resources and protections we need to feel safe in this world.
Now, as you can see, she started it off very defensive. For somebody to say that this is her business, she's taking it personal. Now, I don't wish her a lonely life. Like some people are saying. That one thing I never will wish on anybody. Everybody needs somebody out there. But the way that she's coming off, and like I say, her facial expressions for me is doing it. And she really don't understand why people are coming at her. You know what I'm saying? With her response. So let's keep listening to what she had to say. Keep listening.
But Dr. Iyanla went in a different direction. She asked me a personal question. And y'all know I have been extremely transparent about the fact that my life choices and my chosen lifestyle are far outside of the norm. So when I said that I would date the bus owner, a lot of y'all heard something different. Some of you heard the following. Bus drivers are whack. Bus drivers are broke. Oh, and I'm too good for a bus driver. The only thing is, y'all made that part up.
See, now that's why I got to disagree with her on that. Your facial expression said it all. Your facial expression said it all. He owned the bus. He has to be the bus owner. It was your facial expression that said that, hey, this guy is not on my level. Yes, we understand that you're looking for a person with a certain status, or you don't have to say that he's making this amount of money. We didn't make that up. It was your facial expression, and by your response to it has to hit home because you responded to it. Because, like you say, if it was you being a disruptor, this wouldn't have phased you. You wouldn't have to make a response. You would have just let it go by the wayside, let people forget what you said. But instead of being contrite about what you said, you're doubling down on it. And you wonder why people are still coming at your neck.
See, I said what I said. But then some of y'all started talking about salaries and hourly wages, pensions and benefits. And that's wild because I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about black ownership. But some of y'all made it about money. I'm talking about ownership, black enterprise, and entrepreneurship because really I am talking about black liberation. And if you read my book, you'll understand why. So I'm standing 10 toes down on that position, and I don't really care if you're hurt or offended by it. And since some of y'all are already big mad, let me go ahead and make you incensed. So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said.
Now, see, you see what she's saying? She's doubling down. Now, if you had to say that from the get-go with Miss Vanzant and say, hey, let me correct myself, but you let it fester. If anybody had to call you out on it, you would have still been, it wouldn't. It would have still been out there. But you let it fester. You let it build up. Now you're trying to come back, and now you're doubling down. You're doubling down. But that's your right, and that's the way that you feel. Hey, I'm not mad at you, sister. Hey, power to your sister. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. If that's what you truly believe. But that's not the way that you said it, and you know that. You know that's not the way that you said it. The way your facial expression said it all. And by the facial expression that you have right now, you're the one that's mad hot. You're the one that's mad. You're the one that's mad that people are coming after you. And now you're wondering why. So my sister, hey, we all preach ownership. We all want the black man, the black woman to come up. We all want to own something. And hey, by all means, your choice is your choice. But you said it, not I, not the people out there. Those are your words. So you have to lay down with those words. Yes, you're mad, Miss. I'm a disruptor. Let's get to the end of this, please.
But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay.
Now, I'm going to push back again. Just because you got C's and D's in school, that doesn't mean that you can't go on to be a lawyer. That doesn't mean that you can't go on to be a doctor. I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. C's and D's doesn't have to do with anything. I know a lot of people that had C's and D's in school, but went on to become, something that I would never thought that they would become. So I'm gonna to push back on you on that one, sister. So let's get to the end of this.
No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Eboni K. Williams. Hey, sister girl, I'm not mad at you. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, by you being a professional disruptor, you're going to get hit like this. So keep doing what you're doing. But like I say, we agree to disagree. All right? And work on your facial expression, sister. And I'm not wishing you to be a lonely life. I want you to find that person that, that fits your needs. And hopefully it's a bus driver. My bad. The bus owner. Okay? But sister, keep doing what you're doing. All right? And for those out there sending her negative comments in